Alright, so in this video we're going to do the recap on the Model 2 here. This is a VA0. It's part of a Sega CD combo unit, and in its real life it actually also has a 32X plopped on top, but we ain't worried about that right now. And we're probably not going to see a whole lot of improvements by recapping this unit. It has Rubicons in it from when I opened it to get the board numbers and everything. I mean, they are pretty old, wouldn't hurt, but the caps in here were better than the caps in the Model 1 that we did in the previous video. And did a lot of ASIC crap in this where they combine stuff down to lower the cost. You don't get rainbow banding on these like you do the original, but the audio is not quite as good on these as the original ones with the Yamaha chips in them. So maybe we can squeak an improvement out in the video and the audio, but I'm not overly hopeful. But we're going to go ahead and do this anyway because I already have the parts here to do it with. So as you can tell, the audio is a bit crunchy compared to the Model 1. And my cat is scratching in his box. Hey! You having fun over there, dude? So anyway, before the cat interrupted us, you can tell how crunchy the audio is, especially the high end. The recommended thing to do would be to get what's called a mega amp, I think that's what they call them, that you can put in here to bypass the onboard audio. Whole lot of work involved in doing that. I'm not totally interested in doing it, but like I said, this is my Sega CD 32X unit, and we're fixing to recap, so let's pull it apart. Alright, so we're getting ready to take this puppy apart. Sorry for the background noise, I got the air conditioner running. It's pretty toasty down here along the coast. So if you have a proper unit that came with the Sega CD parts, you'll have this on there. This is the bracket that slides into the Sega CD. It's a Model 2 Sega CD. They might have had this for the Model 1 as well. I don't remember, and I've never owned a Model 1 because the reliability on it is pretty terrible. Some of the way you won't get anything like that in anything modern. It's all cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. A lot less screws to take care of. I believe it's just 4 and that's it. Yep, and that's that. What's the EVA guy always say, in like flame? So we gotta remove the heat shield. Not the heat shield, why am I saying that? It's the RF shield. This ain't no space shuttle. Come out. I think it is time to remagnetize my screwdriver. Had my old van in the shop the last 2 days getting the intake gases replaced. If you've ever owned a General Motors vehicle from about the mid 90s to the about mid to late, I'd say the late 2000s, and you had a 4.3 liter, a 3.1 liter, 3.4, 3.8, 5.0 or 5.7 liter, and maybe even the 6 liter, you were just about guaranteed to have intake gasket failure. And you'll know because the coolant will start disappearing out of it. Anyway, long story short, took it over, had the intake gasket changed. It's a van, it's a big van, so it's not something I'm going to do out in the driveway. Normally I like to work on my own rides, but so I go pick it up today, and I get almost all the way back home, and then it starts stalling and stumbling and sputtering. I finally managed to make it to the house, and if you start it back up and you turn the steering wheel left or right, it will quit running. It'll just stall out and die. So I think they left the idle air control disconnected, which brings the engine RPM up to compensate for the power steering pump, or when they pulled everything apart, they knocked a bunch of crud loose inside the idle air control, and that's causing it to stick. But anyway, this is a car talk. This is electronics talk. Okay, so looks like all I gotta do is take cartridge screws out. Gotta remember the long ones are the cartridge screws, the rest of them are pretty much all interchangeable. We should be able to just pull the board out, just like that. This is the spacer, just extra rigidity for putting gains in and out. Make sure you put that back in, and make sure you put the why do I keep saying heat shields? Put the RF shielding back in. Alright, nowhere near as many capacitors to replace on this one. And I mean nowhere near as many. You got all these to do. A couple back here. Here. Nothing on the back. By the time they got this far along, I think fixing Bod's jobs was about over with, so they consolidated everything. Still got our big Motorola chip in here. But like, I think all the audio and stuff, I believe this is the ASIC. They literally consolidated everything into this one ASIC. Looking to see what encoder it has on it. Looks like a lot of Sanyo parts in here. Yeah, it's all pretty much Rubicons. You can tell there, Ruby. Nothing to these. Big old crystal. So as you can see, this one is a MD2, which stands for Mega Drive 2, even though it's actually a Genesis, but VA0, which is what we have. It's called the PC. The PC, I don't know why they call them PC, but PC, and then the original ones, like the high def graphics ones, like the one I just did the other day, they'll be IC. So make sure your cap kit is for a PC series console. Alright, so what we need to do is go over to console 5. This is a laptop that I got the other day that a customer brought to me. They didn't want the machine back because it wouldn't boot, and all they wanted was their data recovered. So I got all the lady's data recovered, put it on a big old flash drive and gave it to her. She'd already replaced this machine anyway. Lasted 7 years and it quit. The reason why it quit, right there. AMD Vision. This is another one of those crappy Mobility Radeon 4200 based laptops. And just like in the HP I did a while back, and the HP did finally die. I think it lasted, my buddy CJ, I think it lasted him about a month and a half. And it finally just died, and we said the hell with it. He went and bought him like a big old fancy gaming, MSI gaming laptop. But same thing, the stupid little, they don't put a direct contact heatsink on top of the video chip, on top of the GPU. They use the stupid little thermal pad, squishy thermal pad crap. So they get hot and they die. This one lasted 7 years. His didn't last that long because he gamed on it. So I took it all apart. Sure enough, that's exactly what it was. I knew what it was is I saw this label and it wouldn't do anything. Turn on and just sit there stone cold, dumb, dead. And got the heat gun out, cooked it for about 5 solid minutes, and put it back together. Been working like a champ now for about a solid, it's been about a week or two. Been working absolutely fine. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't game on laptops, so it may last me longer than it did like him, but anyways, what we need to do is go to console 5 and pull up our capacitor list. This has got like a Turon 2 in it. It's not all that fast, and it only runs at like, I think 42C at idle. So let's go take a look at console 5. Go down here and look at the cap kits. This is not a sponsorship for them. I do not, they don't sponsor me. I don't do anything for them. It's just a place I like to buy parts and kits and things from. Mostly because they have a lot of everything for the old stuff. So we'll come down here to the PC series kit. It's like a $4 kit to do this. So. And here's our VA0. What we want to come over here and do is look at the Genesis 2 wiki page. And what's funny is they don't have an IC list or whatever to show you the chips and things on the board, but we do have a capacitor list. And there's our capacitor list. Let's just go ahead and blur it out. Y'all probably can't even make that out, but anyway, I need it so I can look. So, come back over here to the board. So CE1. See, on this one we don't have the map like we did on the other one. They just says, hey, this is this. We have to go by the board labeling. So we have to sit there and hunt for all of these, which will be fun. Lottie dottie. I think that is CE1. It's a little black one. It is 10 microfarad at 16 volts. I believe so. There's going to be a bunch of these, it looks like. Ten at 16, 10 at 16. It's weird they use this little teeny tiny one here. And then like CA2. 10. CE6 is 10, it's almost all 10 at 16. Got a 220, let's see, C35. No, what is this? This is CE16. Yeah, 220 at 16. I think that's the only 220 at 16 on this entire board. So this is a, no, this is a 220 at 6.3. What location is this? C12? Yeah, 220. That's a 47 at 16. C25, 47 at C25. According to the person who made this, it would be 47 at 10. But at the factory they put a 47 at 16, so we'll look at our capacitors and see what we got. Ten at 100. Another 47 at 16. It's E24. Looks like we have enough to do everything. Yeah, this board was manufactured in 1993. Sega, 1993. So these are all ten microfarad at 50 volt. Which will replace all of the 10 at 16, which will be most all of these. And then these are going to be our 220 at 16 volt. So that's 220 at 16. This is a 220 at 6.3. Which will be fine using a 16 volt cap there. I think that's the only big ones on here. The rest of them are 10 at 47, like 10 volt, 47 microfarad. Which I believe, let's see, the kit. Alright, it's a 47 at 25. 47 at 25. 47 at 25. 100 at 16. 100 at 16. 47 at 25. Just gotta make sure we got all of these. Alright, where were we before I got sidetracked? Turns out, just went out to look, and coolant's leaking out of the back of the engine. So obviously they didn't get the gaskets done right. Which means they're gonna have fun coming and towing it Monday, taking it back to their shop, and they're gonna fix it right. Now where were we? I was sorting capacitors. That's a 220, that's a 220. I believe this is a 220. This is a 16 at 100. 16 at 100, 16 at 100. 47 at 25. 47 at 25. 47 at 25. So we only got 3 100s. So we got 1, 2. According to the list, there's only 2, but we got 3. So, alright. The other video was incredibly long. What was it? Almost 3 hours. I'm not going to bore you guys with the desoldering work. I'm going to desolder all the capacitors, and then we'll go ahead and see about soldering all the new ones in. So, catch you back on the flip side. Alright, there's all of our parts, all of our old parts. Nothing compared to the Model 1. As you can see, it has a hell of a lot more parts than a Model 1. At least a original Model 1. The cheaper Model 1s are basically built like these. Alright, so now we got to go through and put all the capacitors in. And since we don't have the map like we had last time, we have to pay real close attention. There's a little bitty plus symbol on every capacitor. It tells us which side is the positive side, so we don't put them in backwards and let the magic smoke out. So let's see, I want to start over here at C27. So CE27 is a 47 at 10. So we need one of these 47 at 25s. Make sure we got the polarity correct. And send it all home. And then can't tell if that was all the way through or not. Some of the holes didn't get cleaned out all the way when I went to pull them out. I had to get the regular iron out. So I'll have to melt those through, back through the holes. Alright, CE28 is also 47. A little bit standing, and then if I have to, if they don't clear the RF shell, we can just kind of lay them over a little bit. Alright, C21 is a 10 at 16, which is one of these. So these are 10 and 50 volt. And we were at CE21. CE21 is 10. So positive side. I've got to figure out how to make this camera white balance. It changes from like shades of orange and yellow to this table's a beige color. When the camera it looks like it's yellow almost. Alright. C30 is also a 10 at 16. And down it goes to 4. That side. Pause for a minute. Alright, let's go ahead and these that we've got in place here, let's go ahead and get them tacked down. Take care of those. I need to clean some of the flux residue up. when we're done. Alright. CE1. CE1 is another one of these. CE7 is also one of these. CE2 is one of these. Like CE2, I have to, the hole's not open up, I want to put it in the hard way, so we'll come back to that one. Let's see, CE5. And what is above that? CE9. It's also 10 to 100. Damn it, come here. Can't hold on to nothing tonight. Check polarity, positive, 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 and positive. Go ahead and solder these into place. Yeah, that's all them in. Except for a couple. Let's see. I'll pull some more of these apart. I did finally get my WrestleMania tickets the other day. I took won them all the way back in November. Finally went over to the radio station the other day to pick them up. Going to iHeartRadio to get them, and they got this super nice lobby. Nobody works in it. Looks like it's never been touched. You walk up to the desk. There's a computer, a chair, everything for somebody to sit there and work, but nobody works there. There's one of those Nest cam things, or somebody's cam, sitting on the counter. And there's a little iPad, and you sit there and you tell it who you are and what you're here to do, like price, pickup, or whatnot. And then when you do that, then a couple minutes later, somebody comes out, gets your ID, takes it back to the back to make sure you're who you say you are. And then you have to fill out a W-9 form. Now, the tickets, on the tickets themselves, literally, they say comp. They didn't pay anything for them. So why should I have to pay taxes on those? But either way, it's gonna be up in the top part of the Superdome is where I'll be at. But at least I'll be looking right down at the ring. I'm not gonna be back off, behind the stage or something stupid like that. So I'd like to have been down on the floor, but those damn tickets are like $2,000 or something absurd. But I've never been to WrestleMania, so it'd be nice to go. I'm still worried about where I'm going to park a freaking rental car at, because I'm going to take a rental down there. I don't trust any of my cars to go all the way to New Orleans. But I don't want to get stuck paying $100 freaking to park a car either. I think we need, I can't remember if I need all of these or one or two of them. Alright, so C31 is a 10 at 16. It ain't gonna want to go through because this hole's not perfectly clear. Alright, well, CE8, that should be one. Sometimes you have to get the iron out. Alright. Gotta do the same for this one. CE2. Except it's on the positive side. CE4 is also one of these. Positive side is on the bottom on this one. Let's see. Positive. Positive, positive, positive. CE10 is another one of these. And CE32 is also one of these. CE15 is also one of these. And we can go ahead and solder these in real quick. Seriously, got to get me a fume extractor. there's those. Alright. CE19 is a 47, which I believe is one of these. And CE22 is one of these. CE16 should be one of the 22s. Yep. So that'll be one of the big boys here. Here's technology for you. In 1993, this was a 2200 at 16 volt. In 2018, this is a 2200 at 16 volt. Definite difference in size, eh? I got a backlog of movies I gotta watch. I still gotta watch Justice League and the new Star Wars. Watched Jumanji the other day. That was funny as hell. Actually acts more like an actual video game than the Robin Williams one did. Alright, CE17 is a 100 at 10, so that's one of these little dudes. So we'll be putting 116 in there. That's positive that way, negative that way. CE18 is a 47, so it's not one of these dudes. Put on, drop it. These are some of the ones I had trouble getting them to come out. VA0 10 at 16, so that's going to be what, one of these. And where did it go? I have to go find it. Alright, I found it. I've already put it in, so we'll go ahead and solder these puppies in. Alright, I didn't zoom in on that, did I? Oh well, oops. Well, we're getting there, slowly getting populated. Pretty much just got to de-wrap in here and that'll be the end of it, I think. CE20 is a 10 at 16. So I'll get on one of these. CE24 is one of these. It's a 45 or 47. It's 47 microfarad. CE26 is also one of these. About to be out of these, so I hope there's not anymore. CE12 is 2.63, so that's one of the big dogs here. see, CE14 is also a 620, or a 220, I mean. So that means this has, there's two different variations of this board. So according to that, it has an MB3514 video encoder. And if the same capacitor location has a 10 at 16, then it has a CXA1145, a KA2195D, and the PAL version. So, but in our case, we're going to run a 220 at 6.3, which is actually going to be a 220 at 16 volts. Alright, and then CE23 is 100 at 10, so that's one of these. I hate it when I have to walk them in like this, but when the holes don't come clean, show the choice. Hell, I think there's only one part left. Let's see. Let me pause real quick and look over, but I think we're down to just this capacitor, and that's it. Alright, well, just when you thought you was done, I seem to have missed this one during the desoldering project. So I got to get that out of there. We got to put that one in, and then I think that's it. I think that's all of them. So C25 is a 47 at 10, so that's the last one of these. And I'm going to have to walk it in because, of course, the solder holes didn't stay open. remind myself to order some more desoldering braid, because this sucks doing this. It's also a good way to tear the vias up. Close enough. I can lay it over if I have to. Solder all this shit down, and then we'll go back and pull that one out. CE29, which is a 10/16, so it'll be one of these. And that's 100. There's only only two 110 on this whole board. So let's get these tacked in. That's those. Damn, it's 10:30 already. CE29. Let's get this thing out of here. a 16 volt at 10. And we're going to be replacing it with a let's check that one more time. Alright, it's a 10 microfarad at 16 volt. And we will be replacing it with a 10 at 50. And as usual, we're going to have to melt it through. And a shower return. Another one on the floor. Alright, I went ahead and put that little asshole in off the camera because it was being a pain. But it's in it. And I think that's it. Got the polarities correct on everything. We should be good to go. If I don't have the polarities correct, it'll go poof. Alright, according to that, all my polarities are correct. So there's our pile of parts. We had 1, 2, had 3 of these 10 microfarad at 50 volt left, and 100 microfarad at 16 volt left. So I think that just about does it. The reason we have parts up there most of the time is because the kit's made to work with various units. So I'll plug the old socket iron here, let it start cooling off. Really is time to get a new tip, I do believe. This tip is about wrecked. Except, where do you order tips for Radio Shack soldering iron? Pretty much don't. Alright. I'd like to do my Sega CD that goes with this, but I've been looking at the kit that Console 5 has. Mine is a Funai made one, which I hate that. I wish it was a Sony made one, whatever. It's a Funai made unit, but the board number that console 5 list for their cap kits does not match the board number that I have. It's close, but it's not exact. Alright, let me rearrange. I'm looking at myself on the $10 Craigslist TV. I gotta flip that around so the game console is connected. Close my old laptop down here. Hopefully this heat gun job will work for a while. We'll see. Run smooth as baby's ass. Just quit working. I told you. Alright, pause, reconfigure, be back. Alright kids, this is why I passed the check and double check. So I got it to, actually I plugged it in, it was already on, because the switch was already on. And I had Sega, or Sonic in here. And the sound's all stupid. I can only hear like a couple of sounds. And, oops, I forgot to put that capacitor in. Nope. Check, double check, and super double check. Alright, turns out I actually left two capacitors out. CE6, CE3. It won't hurt anything, so I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like without those capacitors in the circuit. Notice we're missing sound. Oh, we have a little bit. So that's basically half the chip, or one of the audio chips isn't running. So let me put those capacitors in there. That already take care of it. Alright, I got our last two capacitors in, so that actually leaves us with those two extra. So I was looking these up, these chips, and these are those. So they're basically op amps, like 2-channel or 4-channel. So explains why you weren't hearing all of the sound, because this op amp was not operational with these capacitors missing. But Sega! Okay, we have sound now. Alright, so as you can tell, it might be a little bit more bottom end, maybe. Top end scratchy as hell. That's just how these were made, because they don't have the actual Yamaha chip in them. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together, put it back on the Sega CD, drop the 32X back in it, and we'll see what it looks like on the CRT. You can't tell a single bit of difference between it and what's on the LCD. Like I said when I made this beginning of this video, that I didn't think it would make much of a difference, and I'm thinking it didn't, because I mean, this was made in July of '93 and it was made of Rubicons, so Whereas the original one was made in '89 and made with some really turd-tastic capacitors. So, anyways, I shall return here in just a little bit. Alright, we're back connected together. Sega CD and 32X, and of course, it's using the when 32X is in use, the console is just dumping RGB straight out into the 32X, and then the 32X is putting out your TV. Now, of course, 32X has pretty much the best video chips. So here's what it looks like on the CRT running through the 32X. Sega! 32X fixes everything. It's just a big giant pig to sit on top, though. Hey look, no rainbow banding.